Miigwech, thank you. We're going to start off with a song in Ojibwe in English. It's called Ande Jayan. And Ande Jayan is an Ojibwe word that means where are you going? And it goes like this. You can sing along if you want. Ande Jayan, where you going?
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 Nagin to where I'm going hunting. Nagin to where my quagga bear. Nagin to where I'm going hunting. Nagin to where my quagga bear. Ande Jayan, where you going?
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 Nabima say I'm going walking. Nabima say oh dinna. Nabima say I'm going walking. Nabima say to the town. Ande Jayan, where you going?
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 Nagina min, I'm going dancing. Nagina min, a quack tonight. Nagina min, I'm going dancing. Nagina min, a quack tonight. Ande Jayan, where you going?
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 Thank you very much. Next song we're going to do for you is called Last Song of the Fur Trade. It was co-written with Greg Pruden, my co-writing relative. And it goes like this. There's a silence at the door where a century before the dancers fill the crowded floor. The last notes of the song of the fur trade have long gone, and we'll never hear its song no more. Once upon a time so free beneath these moonbed trees beat the true heart of the HBC. Emperors they were of a vast empire of fur. At its center was their factory. In Norway house they made the workers of the trade. The yoke will sail in proud brigades. On a nameless river bend, their sails went to the wind, passing slowly like some great parade. Orcadian and Cream, and from the Hebrides, rest together at your factory. A patient Weatherstone stand watching over their bones, faithful servants of the company. There's a silence at the door where a century before the dancers fill the crowded floor. The last notes of the song of the Ferdinand have long gone, and we'll never hear it sung no more. Once upon a time so free, beneath these moonbent trees beat the true heart of the HBC. Emperors they were of a vast empire of fur, at its center was our factory. The walls will stand today on the shores of Hudson's Bay, but the people have long passed away, leaving just a silent moon and the sad song of the loon to bear witness to their slow decay. There's a silence at the door, the fiddles play no more, all is quiet on this sleeping shore. The last notes of the song of the Ferdinand have long gone, and we'll never hear it sung no more.
Okay, we're going to do some old-time music now for you. We're going to do a set of love polkas. So this is Jesse's Love Polka Set, featuring a tune by Sam Bardman's Significant Other. you ever hear of pemmican? Do you ever wish you could eat it? Well, don't come crying to me. I seen lots of that stuff. I ate lots of it too. And boy, there's nothing like pemmican to fill you up. You had to be mighty hungry to eat some of it, though. Some of the stuff I've seen, full of buffalo hair and twigs or grass. It was greasy and it tasted like an old moccasin. But that was the fur trade pemmican. The pemmican we made for ourselves from the fall hunt was always tender and well seasoned. A meal to look forward to. Anyways, I'm talking about pemmican, because that's why the buffalo were hunted. We traded pemmican for guns and blankets and flour and sugar and 100 other things. Buffalo gave us more than just pemmican, though. The buffalo gave us everything we had. I was there at Seven Oaks. I was wounded at the Grand Coteau. And endless miles of trail I wandered, searching for the buffalo. My pony was a mighty runner, her mane like fire, two eyes like coal. We charged among the herd like thunder. The world was full of buffalo. My dreams are haunted by the past. Where do the old ways go? Vanish like a prairie sunset, they follow the buffalo. Over the ridge the herd was waiting, said the ponies and a squawking crow. We had a life filled to the bursting when we hunted buffalo. You give us meat to fill our bellies, to warm us when the cold winds blow. You give us robes to make our beds soft. Thank you, God, for buffalo. My dreams are haunted by the past. Where do the old ways go? Vanish like a prairie sunset, they follow the buffalo. Outside St. Francis by the river where the breezes blow, but it was stolen by a white man when we were hunting buffalo. So we fought the British at the Tosh, our blood ran red as their coats. We lost the war and our land all gone the way of the buffalo. My dreams are haunted by the past. Where do the old ways go? Vanish like a prairie sunset, they follow the buffalo. My dreams are haunted by the past. Where do the old ways go? Vanish like a prairie sunset, they follow the buffalo. Thank you. This next song is called The Streets of Winnipeg, and it's about an incident that takes place all too often in the streets of our Canadian cities. A lonely car prowls the streets of Winnipeg, shining in the gloom, the lights come on. Out in the street, she lights a cigarette, shivers in the garish neon dawn. The evening stretches cold and long. A shiny long black car pulls up beside her. A voice calls out to her, the door is open wide. She smiles $100 smile at him. She looks around and climbs inside his car, and then she takes him for a ride. Find your wings, fly high above the street, far away into the gentle sky. Fly away, free of all your cares. Pretty bird, you never say goodbye to me.
Pretty bird, she never said goodbye. When she was a child, they called her Pretty Bird. Her eyes so bright and clear, her hair a blackbird's wing. Music was her mother and the friend she never knew. Pretty bird, she loved to laugh and sing all day. Pretty bird, she loved to laugh and sing. Like a candle dying, he took her life away. Between the midnight hour and the greasy dawn, the morning paper read a chance of rain today. It fell softly and the cold sun shone on the earth she made her bed upon. Find your wings, fly high above the street, far away into the gentle sky. Fly away, free of all your cares. Pretty bird, you never say goodbye to me. Pretty bird, you never say goodbye. Your wings, fly high above the street, far away into the gentle sky. Fly away, free of all your cares. Pretty bird, you never say goodbye to me. Pretty bird, you never said goodbye.
Big Witch. Next tune we're going to do is called the Chartrand's Reel, and I'd like to dedicate it to my aunt, Donna Chartrand, who's here tonight. Got his bow, I will laugh and touch your black hair as you kick up your heels. Tell me that you love me and we'll wear out our moccasins and dance away the night to the Chartrand's Reel. I'll take my hand, little Caroline, we'll go walking out together. Love is waiting for us somewhere. We'll search until we find it if it takes all night. Listen to the whippoorwill that is calling on the prairie. Love is waiting for us somewhere. I sure would like to know you in the pale moonlight.
She roams the banks of old Red River, old river flowing to the sea. She knows the banks of old Red River, every creek and rock and tree. Once it is said she had a lover. She waited for him summer long. He found a grave in old Red River. Muddy waters roll along. She dreams of him and calls his name when the winter nights grow long. She walks the banks, they walk together. The river rolls along. Her smiling bridegroom, proud and strong, he held her on a sunlit day. White were the sails of that damn old York boat. Bright were his eyes as he sailed away. She dreams of him and calls his name when the winter nights grow long. She walks these banks, they walk together. The river rolls along. She walks the banks of old Red River. Old Red River flows along. Dark are the depths of that muddy water. Slow is her step and sad is her song. She roams the banks of old Red River, old river flowing to the sea. She knows the banks of old Red River, every creek and rock and tree.
I'd like to take a minute to introduce the band while we're in a lull here. Over on violin, we have Mr. Jesse Hull. Jesse has some CDs for sale of some great fiddling back there if anybody's interested. And over here we have Daniel Kulak, the busiest man in Manitoba. Next to him we have Mr. Lindsay Bart, guitarist extraordinaire. Over on this end, we have the saxophonist of the gods, Mr. Bill Spornitz. And next to him, we have the second busiest man in Manitoba, Mr. Gilles Fournier. And at the very back there, we have our newest member, Mr. Gord Osland. On drums. All right, now Jesse's going to get down and give us some old-time Manitoba tunes. This one's called the Red River Jig. Jesse Hall. Next song we're going to do is called Henry George Bunn. And it's written as a tribute to the veterans of both world wars. And it goes like this. Her only son's name was Henry George Bunn, a boy still too young to shave. He went off to war with the Cameron men, and the pipes and the drums playing so brave. She remembers the day at the station. It was cold for a morning in May. How she stood in the crowd on a platform and waved as the train pulled away. We've come a long way from that cold shoulder. We've traveled a hard road and long, and there's some that are taken to glory, and some are condemned to fight on. We've come a long way through a cruel war,
through hellfire and heartache and pain. But we'll be done with the teardrops and parting when the Camerons march back home again. He wasn't a strong hand at writing. He left school when he was just 10. But every month he wrote home and he sent her his love, saying farewell till we meet again. She remembers the knock on the front door. It woke her from out of her bed. Regret to inform Private Henry George Bunn is missing and thought to be dead. We've come a long way from that cold show. We've traveled a hard road alone, and there's some that are taken to glory, and some are condemned to fight on. We've come a long way through approval, through hellfire and heartache and pain. But we'll be done with the teardrops and parting when the Camerons march back home again. And it's been 50 years since that morning. She's kept everything just the same. She still wakes to his step on the staircase. Seems all she has left is her pain. Her only son's name was Henry George Bunn, a boy still too young to shave. Now along with her dreams and her joy and her love, he sleeps in an unknown grave.
This next tune is called Incident at Seven Oaks, and it's about a battle that took place right here in Winnipeg, between the Métis and the Selkirk settlers. And it was a battle over pemmican, of all things. And it goes like this.
Grand called for his chestnut mare as he lit his pipe to smoke. We watched the ragged farmers come from a shady grove of oaks. Semple acted like a fool when all is done and said. That summer's day in the setting sun, the governor lost his head. I saw his blue eyes open wide as if in dumb surprise. Bright blood flowed in tides from the hole between his eyes. I saw his blue eyes open wide as if in dumb surprise. Bright blood flowed in tides from the hole between his eyes. There was ground with 25 and more coming every minute, until we formed a deadly ring, our enemies within it. We sent a messenger to speak, he said, "Assemble, you're a liar." The governor, he drew his gun, but he had no chance to fire. 20 Métis guns rang out, the air was still and clear. And when we fell down to reload, they began to laugh and cheer. Their laughter died when we jumped up and the dead began to fall. Some fought and died, some ran away. We killed them one and all. I saw his blue eyes open wide as if in dumb surprise. Bright blood flowed in tides from the hole between his eyes. I saw his blue eyes open wide as if in dumb surprise. Bright blood flowed in tides from the hole between his eyes. Semple's men were 24, and 20 of them fell. The smoke and heat and the bloody reek made 7 oaks a hell. And late that night by a dancing fire, old Falcon sang a song of the Bois Brûlé and victory as we laughed and sang along. I saw the eyes open wide as if in dumb surprise. Bright blood flowed in tides from the hole between his eyes. I see his blue eyes open wide as if in dumb surprise. Bright blood flows in tides from the hole between his eyes.
Thank you.